Incremental greetings. Today I want to share with you something that I called Sound Registry Preloading. Let me use one example. So that is one page from Longman Dictionary about inextricable. Nice. Now it's kind of hard to read because I have extracted this already, but the point is the audio.
Inextricable. Inextricable. Inextricable.
So what I did is I imported all sounds from Longman Dictionary. Not only that, if I go to my sound registry, look how big it is. I have the built-in English collection. On top of that, I have the Longman. You see here, I have all Longman sound that is from the American English and from the example sentences. And then I have this that is US. This is from the Oxford American Dictionary. Why I do this is, you know that you have Ctrl F8 for pictures, right? But you don't have this for sound. So you will have to go manually to a website, download it, and so on. Or even some dictionaries are making it harder to get the file, right? Well, I used Python to get all of this. So let's say that now I want an extra sound in my second sound component. I just go to the link member, and I just type it. Here I have the name of Longman. I just put it visible. Here it is. That is built in from the English collection. So I already have the sound. This not always happens. That's why I use this example. Then I have Longman.
Inextricable.
Okay, a male voice. Then
Inextricable.
okay, from Oxford American.
Inextricable.
Oh, wait a second. American Oxford, there are actually two pronunciations of the same word. Pay attention, it's not the same.
Inextricable. Inextricable.
Inextricable, inextricable.
Inextricable. Inextricable. Inextricable.
The stress shift. So, I think it's worth having this.
Inextricable.
So now I have one from the Longman and the second from the Oxford, American Oxford. So now I know that it can be pronounced in two ways, one being more common than the other. So if I go here, I still haven't did this item, but I will do the phonetic reading. And look where the stress is. It could be after the K or after just the N. Good to know that I have the sound from another dictionary. So here I have both options on the Longman, but Longman is only providing the first one. It's not providing the second one. Let me try it again.
Inextricable.
Inextricable. Good to know, right? Let's do just one other example. Oh, look at this, plumbing. I have Longman.
Plumbing.
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 So sometimes it's the same pronunciation, just different speakers, usually a male and a female, and sometimes it's the same speaker, but the pronunciation is different. It's the same. It's a different stress or something like that. So good to know. And now let me use one real example. That's a good example because you have two pronunciations, adult and adult, something like that. Nice. What I will do is getting this, but look, I also have, what I usually do is first I link the sound, because all the extracts that I will do this from the example sentences will also have the sound incorporated. So I don't have to manually link it again on all the children. What I would need is, in case like this, if I use one of these sentences, I will be overriding the link to this one. Let's start first with just the word. Here I have the exact name of the file. Sometimes you get something weird, like Longman 3, 4, something like that at the beginning. That is because it was introduced later on in time, something like that. So I will just go here into sound component, links, registry member, or you can use the Shift Ctrl K, and paste. Sometimes, I don't know why, you get the next, so you have to go up. adult. It's okay, I have one.
Adult.
Adult, adult, adult. It's, oh, I really want this. Because it's not just the shift on the stress. It's also the sound, it's not exactly the same. That is a schwa. Okay, let me try if it's in my registry already. So links, registry member, and adult.
Adult.
Adult. This is from the built-in English collection. So it seems that in the Oxford Dictionary, it's not there. Yes, it is. It is here. Adult. Why it's so far away? It is because it has two underscores, not one. Will be before, or adult, and then I have T. Any lowercase letter will be before the underscore. So for me, it's as easy as going adult. In case it's not found, adult. It's, oh, I don't see the Oxford, American Oxford, or Cambridge. What I do is underscore, and since I know that most of the time this dictionary is using two underscores,
Adult.
here it is. Nice, so I have both.
Adult.
Adult, I already have this. I think in this pronunciation, the T it's more pronounced, but what I want is the second.
Adult.
Adult, adult,
Adult.
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 Here's the schwa and the change of the stress. It's oh nice. Now I will select these, and now I have both. It's very hard to see, but I have the names. I make it on purpose that it's black because I don't want to spoil the answer right away. That is so nice. And finally, about the example sentences. So usually this is hidden. I made this to appear. And let's say I want this. Oh, I already know what an adult is, right? I don't need to make a card for this. So I'm especially interested on how do I pronounce which one of those. I want to practice to pronounce this, but not in isolation, but within an example sentence. And it happens that in Loggerman, I have two example sentences with sound. Some children find it difficult to talk to adults. Okay, it's in plural, and the adults have white banana. It's okay, both are in the plural form, not in singular. Here are in singular, but don't have audio. Nice, so I will extract this. What I do is I copy the name. I left the original name, so I don't rename this to the content of the sentence. Now right click, links, registry member. Look, here are all the sentences I have, which are 70,000 more or less. So now it's already linked, so I can get rid of this and close that. Adults. And here I have the glossation. Now, if I want to hint what I want, in case it's about meaning, I could get a fully grown animal. I could use this, the have white bodies and gray backs, and it's a full grown animal. Adults. Nice. So this is about meaning, but sometimes it's already well known for me. I only care about the pronunciation, because perhaps I train the pronunciation in isolation, but not within a sentence. So it's adult. And I could use this. Oh, I want to actually remember how to pronounce this. It's adult, adult, but when the stress is at the beginning, is a schwa or it's the other way? And what I can do is also getting the phonetic reading as well. Now, I don't want meaning. I am using the meaning template. So now I change this. I only care about the pronunciation. And what pronunciation is actually saying the voice, the audio. For me, it is already one repetition just to make the effort to create the item.
The adults have white bodies.
Adult. Adult. Nice. And also I want to have the other one, just in case. To disambiguate that, so I will link the other adult. Adult, adult.
Adult.
And I will be using my convention. This means this will be fed from the first component, sound component, and the second will be fed from the second sound component. So if I always kept the order, in this case it's the same. If it was not, I will just make this and put it at the second place. So I always know I can follow the order of appearance will be matched with the order of the sound components in this case. And then, if I want to, I can switch the template to my pronunciation.
Adult.
And on top of that, if I want to, I could create a third sound component and record my own voice and try to emulate both pronunciations. Good to know, right? It's not the same thing as learning how to pronounce a word in a sentence than in isolation. Because sometimes, depending of what will be pronounced just after adult or what you just pronounced before, it will modify the pronunciation. So knowing that in isolation, that is okay, I can see both, and I have audio of one. Okay, that it is, but let me try to actually produce those two pronunciations. I will become aware of it, because what will happen is that I will get used to one single pronunciation and repeat that pronunciation over and over again. And it's especially true because I had one online meeting with someone that it was not native speaker of English, but extremely advanced proficiency in English. And we had one issue with that. So I was pronouncing one way, and he was not catching up what I wanted to say. And when I repeated, he said the same thing. Oh, adult. So he just changed to the second pronunciation. So he was not following me with one pronunciation. Even if it's in the dictionary, it's accepted. It's right. It's not I did a mistake that I usually do with English. I was not aware that there were two different ways to pronounce the same thing. If I have this knowledge in real life, what I could do is, if this person speaks more British, more received pronunciation, I will be using this or the other one if it's American. Or in case, regardless of the region of English, if the person who I speak with is not understanding the word, let me try with the other pronunciation. Perhaps it's because that person is used to the other pronunciation. This is just one example. Now the question is, what are the downsides? Well, first, I have all possible audios on the dictionary. Well, dictionaries, I have two already. This means that I have many files that I will not necessarily use. In this case, let's say I am interested in this one. Well, this is a bad example because I'm not that familiar with this word, so I will be using all of three. But let's say that only use this. So those two files of the unused sentences will be kept on my registry. And the other downside will be the file size. All of these sounds are 2.5 gigabytes. I'm wasting space on my hard disk. But it's 2021, almost 2022. I don't care wasting 2.5 gigabytes. That is very little. I can waste hundreds of gigabytes if I wanted to. Before, that was a big deal when SuperMemo was new implementing this. But now, it's a piece of cake. I don't mind wasting a lot of space just for saving my time. And the other downside you get is because of this size of the registry. Every time I want to revert collection and I want to rebuild registry, this will be a lot more time consuming because I have 200 and something thousand files that I'm currently not using. I will use some of them in the future, but I have to rebuild every one of them. So every time I do this, it will take a while, some hours. It's one downside, but what's different is that I don't need to be present. So what I do is I will rebuild the registry and leave the computer, do the job, and I could work or walk, do exercise, or sleep, the siesta, whatever. It doesn't need my attention. So nothing more to add. Let me know what you think about this. Obviously, it's not the most efficient way to embed two dictionaries on your collection. Let me know if you are interested in that. If you first are doing the same thing. You will do it yourself, not necessarily in English, could be in any other language. I would like to know your opinion on that, because I don't know if someone else is using this approach.